Hello, lovelies. I'm just sorry. I'm trying to get my camera to stay still. It's just gone a little, just as I went live. Honestly. As soon as I go live, it just goes all a bit haywire. There we go. I wanted you in a bit closer than last week. It was a bit far away. Right, let me just get you up on my other device. Let's have a look. So we're going to have a little look at bits I've had and then an oopsie that has happened because I got sent the wrong item. What is it doing? Leave. Okay, so let's have a look. Just get me live up so I can see comments. Let's have a look-see. Right, say hi if you're here. Okay. So, as you can see, I've been marking the stuff I'd like to buy from the new catalogue, but without showing you the inside. Woohoo! Lots of items I would like. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Donna. Okay. So, let's just see if any more come in. But yeah, when we get going, I'll show you. Hi, Claire. There's a lot of tabs, isn't there, Donna? Although some of them they're colour coded. So some of them are what I've already got. Some are what I would like. Some are what I'd love. So I think the ones I'd love are the ones I'd buy first, then go down the list. And then by this time next year, I still probably won't have bought it all. But we'll see. We'll see. But also, can you see? In between all these little post-it notes, actually, if I turn it upside down, you might be able to see it. Can you see the tabs? These are the new catalogue index tabs that you can buy. And these are them. You can get, I think it's a little bit of a waste. I don't know if it was just more cost effective to do it this way. Probably was. But we've got all the other languages, and there is even a spare one of each colour. There's like a blank side to them. So you could use, if you wanted to tab another page, you could. And you get, I think it's 8 sets. Yeah, you get 8 sets of them. So I'm going to keep one. If anybody fancies a catalogue, the first 5 or 6 people to request a catalogue, I will enclose a sheet of these, and it makes it so much easier, you know, all occasion, you flick it open to wherever you need to go. And they're really good. Yeah, thank you, Donna. Hi, Mum. Yeah, I really like it, but the colour coding, this is the first time I've done it. I didn't do it on the last catalogues, and actually this is much easier. They'll probably change, but they're only sticky notes, so I can change them if I want to. As for these are awesome, I think. Okay, so I did my pre-order, which involved catalogues, so I have some catalogues. And I ordered Quiet Meadow, or Meadow Dies, which I've already transferred into a, hi Rosie, into a plastic. I like to have mine in these because I don't have a lot of storage, and I can see, if I put it in a certain way, I can see what it is. So it looks a bit weird on the front, but look at those. Aren't they lush? We'll come back to these in a minute because that's the card I'm going to make. Maybe 2 cards, depends how much time we have. But I was supposed to get the die set as well. And this is what I got. You're impressed, aren't you? Apparently, I'm French. So I've contacted them straight away, and they've basically said they're sending out a new one and I can keep this one. But that did mean that the only stamp set I ordered on the pre-order didn't come. So yeah, so I probably will, the kids could learn a little bit of French probably, and I could probably still use the calendar part, so we'll see. You might see a video with that in at some point. What else did I get? So, oh yes, I also did get, because I've not been a lover of embossing folders, but borrowed some of Ruth's and now I love them. This one is the Bark 3D embossing folder, and it is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So what I've done is I've embossed a piece of dun 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 soft succulent paper cardstock. So we're going to use that in a minute as well. And then guess what these are? So I embossed a piece. I didn't really get the layers quite right, so it's not quite as embossed as it should be. But these are the new in colours. So we've got Evening Evergreen, Pale Papaya, Fresh Freesia, Soft Succulent, and Polished Pink. So what I'm going to do as well is I will stamp these colours, and then we'll put some colours that are similar to them so you get an idea of which ones they actually are. But we will be using that. I've only got soft succulent cardstock and that at the moment because I can't afford to order everything. I would if I could. So this is the ribbon. I've put it onto a card. I like to have them in these slotted in my drawer. So this is the soft succulent. It's so soft. Literally soft though. So that's going to make beautiful ribbons, so beautiful bows. So I may have a go at that in a bit, maybe. I don't know yet, because I've got a bit of an idea what I'm doing, but not exactly. Now see, I've just took the pin out. Did anyone see where it went? Well, that's not very good, is it? Probably get stuck in my finger in a minute. Oh, there it is. I got it. I got it. No panic. No need to panic, muttering. There we go. So these are the new in colours. And I've got to say, I love all of them. And they all go together so beautifully. Ignore my non-straight sticking. I normally like to get them quite straight, but yeah. And I promised I hadn't been drinking when I did it. So we have, like I say, we've got the dies, and then what I've done is I've cut out a very vanilla and basic white. I've cut out all the pieces, and let me just show you. Oh, actually, I'll show you the very vanilla because I've actually coloured some basic white already. So in here you've got, I'm assuming, you know, if I can look at the picture, you're not allowed. I'm just going to open the catalogue and find the stamp set so I can work out what has got stamps to go with it and what hasn't. There is a few I would like. Puffins is definitely on my list, if anybody else knows what I'm on about. Hi, Auntie Deb. Can I find it now? No, can I help? Okay, let me just look. I'm going to use my little tabs and I'm going to find the index. Okay. Meadow. No, it's not that though, is it? It's not called Meadow. This is not very good, is it? Come on, Wendy. Quiet Meadow, page 110. Oh, it's quite further on than I thought it was. Okay, so the butterflies that are in here are not, there's no stamp for the butterflies, so you can colour them any way you like. So you've got a sideways glance of a butterfly, and then you've got a whole butterfly. And this sentiment is so pretty. Look at that little die cut. It's gorgeous. And then there is a little tiny love stamp that stamps on here. Isn't it cute? What else have we got? And then we've just got all these flowers. I mean, this one is so gorgeous. And there are these, and I'm assuming they're leaves, but not entirely sure what to do with those yet. But we'll have a go. It's fine. It's all learning. And there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different sorts of branches of leaves or ferns or flowers that you get in it. So yeah, there's lots in it. That's 2 sets of die cuts there. I cut out 2 at the same time, and I like to have a few cut out ready just in case I suddenly decide I want them. So let's move these out of the way. Right, so I've already been colouring, and this is right up my street, this is. Okay, as you can see, I like my little plastic wallets to keep them tidy. Now this one, I'm going to remember what colours I've used now. So this one is a soft succulent stem, and that is a combination of pale papaya, and then I've put a bit of fresh freesia over the top, so you can just see it's yellowy at the bottom and pink, purpley pink at the top. So there's that one. And I've used the blending brushes because, actually I'll show you, I did these 2. Now I prefer the pink one. I did this one with blending brushes, and I found, not blending brushes, with the, yeah, what are they called? I can't remember. Honestly, blending pens. Goodness me. See, you can tell it's getting late. Wendy's brain's going. Right, so this one is, again, it's soft succulent stem, and then I've coloured it with polished pink, and I put quite a dark bit on the edge, and then all I've done is just gone over very lightly with some fresh freesia. And then this one was Daffodil Delight pens, and then I put little tips of what ones did I use? What is that? Oh, sorry, making you all feel sick. Dark Cajun Craze, I think. I just did dab the tips of them, but it's so cute. And then that one is just soft succulent all the way along. This one is Balmy Blue blending pens. And soft succulent again. I didn't really use the Evening Evergreen, I don't think. Oh no, that one must be. Yeah, that one must be Evening Evergreen. And then this one is the fresh freesia with a little tiny bit of polished pink sort of dusted on the top. I just tapped the brush. I'll colour one in a minute and show you. And then all I did was put a little tiny piece of paper over the section so I could colour the rest in green but not affect my flowers too much. So, you know, there's a little bit on some of them, but it's okay. It's all right. We can live with that. So then I thought, well, you know, we've done this now. We've done all that work. We need to, I don't want it to look too drowned. So I'm just going to pop these on here. Now, do you know, this one is actually my favourite. I just think it looks so delicate and beautiful. So I thought I'd put these on here, like so. And then, oh, I meant to put that one at the back. Slide them in, like so. And then I thought we'd use the sentiment. Oh, goodness me. And of course, I haven't got the sentiment to use the sentiments from the dies. So I am going to use, I think it's, yeah, Free as a Bird. And then I thought we'd put that across there to make it look like a bunch. Or actually, I could put a bow. I could make them look like a bunch and put a bow across them. That would look cool. And then I'll put the sentiment. Decisions. Anyway, I'm going to stick these down. I just can't decide whether I like the yellow in there as well. It looks a bit like a dandelion to me, that one. Let's see if we can make it fit. Are you going to be too much? Yeah, you're too yellow. I just, you know, I can't cope. I won't be doing a yellow one again. So then we're just going to bunch them up a little bit like this. There we go. Thank you, Janice. Sorry, I didn't look across. I've got my laptop in the wrong place today. Let me just move it over a little bit so I'm not twisting. My back is hurting today. Okay. Let's move you over so I can see what's going on. Cornflower. Oh, lovely. Oh, yes. Yeah. Thank you, Janice. Hi, Mindy. Okay. Hi, Tammy. Okay. So maybe this is a bit big. Oh, I know what we could do. Where is it? See, change my mind. I do this all the time with cards. Every week I say I'm going to do this, and then by the time I finish, I've done something completely different. I just wonder if I've got anything small enough to go on there, and then we'll tie a little bow there to make it look like a bouquet. But put a little tag on it. So let me see if I can find something that's really tiny on any of my other stamp sets. I'm sure I have. I do apologise. I may have to break out something retired. But like I said, I would have had the stamp set. Maybe I can do a bit of special stamping. So I'm going to zoom you in a sec. So you can, there you go, you can just look at the beautifulness a second while I decide what I'm going to do with this. So I think what I'll do is I'll just ink up, I'll mask it off, ink one side and then do the other side separate. So let me just find my little roll of, no, that's not what I want. Where is it? Oh no. Okay, check the drawers. Does anybody know where I put it? Can't find my washi tape. Okay, we're going to use one of my little post-it notes. Look, I haven't got many left. Right. And there's even, do you know what? I've been using these to do the catalogue and I've not had an issue with them. Today, there's loads of them coming off. Right, sticky bit is there. So I'm going to cover that side. And I think we'll do it in Evening Evergreen. Seeing as it hasn't had a look in. So let's have a look. I'm trying to do it where you can see me doing it. So let's have a look. So we're going to put that. Oh, nearly forgot to take the sticky off then. Oh, this is so tiny, it's too cute. Okay, so I'm going to cover up the other side now. So I've done the 4. So I'm going to cover up the 4. Probably get an inky finger now. I got it upside down. That's the sticky side. Stick. Okay, so then I'm going to get the U and take off this. I'm going to put the sticky note straight in the bin so I don't get it everywhere. And then, now you'll have to forgive me if this isn't straight because I'm trying not to get my head in your way. Oh, look. Okay, you know what they say? Just turn it over. Do it again. It's fine. Let me find. My chamois a little bit dry. Hang on a second. Oh, is there even any water in there? Oh. Okay. There we are. Right, let's wipe that off. Clean him up. Right, I promise I'll clean it this time. So, let's go out because, no, not in, Wendy, out. Because it's a bit hard to get you in the picture. Where'd it go? It literally shot off the block then, and I thought I was going to have to get on my hands and knees to find it on the floor. And it's so small, I probably wouldn't have been able to find it. Okay, try again. Grab a sticky note. Cover the U. Stampy stamp. I will get this right in a minute, I promise. 4. Don't push down too hard because it smudges. Never any need to push. Right, let's get the... I'm going to get a clean post-it this time. So make sure the 4 is clean. And then I'm going to cover the 4. And then ink up the U. Take the post-it note off. And then we're going to pray that it comes out perfect. That's better. All that effort, honestly. Right, okay, so I'm thinking that I will pick it up with my tweezers. Where are you? There you are. My reverse tweezers. So I pick them all up like that, and then I can glue, hopefully. I'm just going to separate them a little bit. Oh, see, look, I'm just dropping them everywhere now. I think I might put that one over that side. Like so. Hold it a bit further up, turn it over. Find me liquid glue. Actually, do you know what I could use? No, I won't do that because you... Right. This is like my dream set. I love meadows. I love wildflowers. And I just knew I'd love this set. Now, I'm probably overkilling the glue because that's what I do. And one day I'll learn not to. But at least they'll be glued. And then I'm going to put some... some ribbon on it. It'll all be fine, I promise. So I'm just going to move them around a little bit to make sure I can see everything I need to see. And I'm going to put some ribbon there anyway. So there we go. So I quite like how 3D they are. I may put some dimensionals underneath it, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see in a minute. It's a work in progress. So I don't think I can use the... I think the ribbon, if I used the soft succulent ribbon, would actually just disappear on this paper. So before it disappears, I'm going to try this one, which is a very natural, reminds me a bit of linen. Oh, apologise if I've frozen. Are we back? Can you see me? I don't know why it's done that. Hi, Denise. I'm hoping you can hear me and we're still carrying on. Why have we gone all blurry as well? My internet should be fabulous. Okay, I'm going to carry on and then we're just going to pray it comes back to life at some point. So, and then I'm going to try and do a bow on live. But obviously it's live, so it probably won't go well according to plan. Ooh. Okay. And this ribbon is it's more like fabric than ribbon, I think. But it's very cute. And I don't want I don't want a huge bow because you wouldn't have a humongously sized bow on your flowers. Well, you could if you wanted to. So I'm just gonna... I want the stems to stick out of the bottom. So we're just going to do that. Just going to trim up the edge. If you do it at an angle, it doesn't fray so much. No, that one's not short enough. There we go. So I'm going to get a glue dot for that, or two. A glue dot or two to stick on there. And then I will work out a way of attaching my little tag. Okay, so I'm going to pop a glue dot on. Has it gone on? Can anyone see that? Because I'm blind as a bat. Okay, so I'm going to pop that there. So it looks like it's gone across the card. And then I'd like the tag to hang somewhere there. So maybe... So that was from the Forever Greenery, Forever Fern Suite, Forever Greenery, I can't remember which one. So maybe a little bit of this will hang from there. I don't know what I'm doing now, look, see? Okay, I got a plan. We're going to have a go. I don't know if it'll work, but it's worth a try. So if I do that, and then pop it over there, to try and get it to go in the middle without... The only thing is with this thread is it's gorgeous because it frays at the end. Oh, you can't see that, hang on. It frays at the end, which is gorgeous, but not when you're trying to thread it through a small hole. Thank you, Denise. They are, honestly, I'm in love with them. I actually think they would look amazing if they were cut out in DSP as well. But to be honest, most of the DSP I've got now is actually... It's not retired. Yeah, it is retired, most of it. So I don't think I can actually use it for demos. Maybe I'll do it one day and just say, right, we just have to pretend. Speaking of DSP, when we're allowed to order from the new catalogue, not just the pre-order, I'm going to order... I was wondering if anybody fancied doing a paper share, because I would like every single one in the catalogue, and I've not been a lover of DSP since I started. I quite like making my own, thanks to Ruth. This is causing me issues, guys. I'm just going to pretend it's not happening. We'll just carry on chatting. So it works out at... Let me just have a little look at my paperwork. £28.50 for... there's 10 different DSPs in the catalogue. There is a host one as well, but that's a separate thing that we could sort out. And also it would be £3 on top of that if it needed to be posted out to you, but anybody local or not too far away, it would just be the £28.50. You would get, I'm trying to think how many sheets now. You'd get, oh, that's it, one sheet, which is 6 inches by 12 inches of every paper that's in the 10 parts. Now, we need a background for this. What colour are we going to go for? See, if I had the colour, I would go polished pink, fresh freesia, but I ain't got them. So I'm thinking maybe talk amongst yourselves while I have a bit of a coronary, because that tag is not staying the right way. There we go. Okay, I've got Petal Pink or Blushing Bride. Let's get them both out and we'll have a look. which one would look... Oh, actually, Blushing Bride, I think. What about that, do you think? Or do you think we should go darker, maybe? No, Calypso Coral doesn't go, does it? No, it does not. No, 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 no. Okay. I'm just checking my other folder because I've got different colours in different groups of paper cardstock in different folders. No, I think maybe we'll go with the Blushing Bride. So I'm just going to check. That's not Blushing Bride, it's Petal Pink. Maybe that one or that one. Actually, yeah. I can't make decisions. It's terrible in affliction I have. I change my mind on everything all the time. Right, we're going to go back out now so that you're not going to be like staring at the numbers on the pad. Okay, so I'm going to score down the middle at 10.5 centimeters, and then I'm going to cut it in half at 14.5 centimeters. And that gives you 2 card bases, but this one will have a little bit extra, so I'm just going to chop that off while I've got the trimmer out. There we go. Okay, so we shall bony folder. Okay, pop that in there. Now the flowers are a little bit jumpy off the card, so I think what I'll do is I'll grab some teeny weeny, some little tiny dimensionals. Just grab a couple of them, and if I just stick down certain points, I think then it'll work to hold the rest down. I'm hoping you can't see that. Right, then we've got one over here. Let's do one in the middle. Stick it on the back of that one. I can see I'm going to love these dies. They are going to be well used in my craft room. Come on, dimensional paper, get off there. Get off you get. Thank you. Right, then we're going to put one under this, the big pink one. Okay. There we go. Right, so we're going to glue this onto here. I'm loving this 3D folder. Just gives the background a nice texture. I can't wait to get some more new product to show you, and some more techniques. I have bought some alcohol pro whatever it's called because I can't remember, and I'm not going to try and say it because I'll just mess it up. There we go. I could have put something round that, couldn't I, really? Maybe we'll just Winkostella it. Put a bit of Winkostella on the tips of the flowers. I mean, everything needs a bit of Winkostella, I'm pretty sure. So I like to put it on haphazard because I don't think the whole entire flower needs a whole blasting of Winkostella. And if you've not seen Winkostella in the flesh, you need to get some. Okay, so I'll just pop a little bit on the tag just to make it glittery a bit. Now, do we need some gems on this? Do I even have gems that will fit with my colour scheme? Because, oh, I do indeed. I think I do. Right, where's me pick tool? Okay, so I think Now I'm quite happy with the, I like them to stand out. I don't like them to be like all the same colour. Oh, post-it notes are trying to take over. I'm going to put one up there. Obviously bearing in mind that the bark is taking over a little bit of the background. I might put another one with that one because he looks lonely. And there we go, that's that card. Okay, let me just put the lid on there. And there we go. How gorgeous is that? Now, if I had the stamp set, I would stamp the flowers on the inside and a sentiment. So I'll do that when it comes. We'll get that one back out and finish him off. Okay, I'm just going to move those post-it notes out of the way. So what I thought I would do as well is I will just grab a piece of scrap DSP, not DSP, scrap paper. If I've got a piece somewhere. Do you know what? I'm just going to grab, where is it? I know I've got one. There it is. Okay, so we're going to zoom in. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp across the middle all 5 inks, new inks, and then we'll put some colours either side. That the ones I've got anyway, I haven't got a full range of colours, but I'll go with what I think is close to it, or the closest we do to it. So okay, so we're going to start with, see now, Evening Evergreen is just a dark green. Very dark green. So let me just find a nice little shape that will, oh, let's have dum-de-dum-dum. I don't want to be a distinct, I was going to say extinct then, I meant distinctive stamp, because that doesn't, it shows you shading, it doesn't show you the full colour of the, I think we'll just go with a sweet strawberry. Should we go with a leaf maybe, or a flower? Let's go with a flower. We all love flowers, don't we? So I'm just going to pop that off there for now, put it somewhere safe so I don't lose it. So I'm just popping the little flower on, and I will pop Evening Evergreen on that end. Now it looks really dark, but when it dries it does go a bit lighter. So I need my chamois again now, don't I? And it should be wet, and it's not wet enough anyway. Okay, so that's the Evening Evergreen. Then we'll go Soft Succulent. There we go. It's see, I think they're like not pastel shades, but like chalky shades of colour. Okay, now we've got Fresh Freesia. Didn't do very well then, did it? Try again. Now I'm probably going to smudge it and make a mess. Nope, it's fine. It is like, they are like pastels. They are just so gorgeous. Look at these colours. I'm so glad that I got all 5 in a bundle. And if you do buy them as a bundle, they are cheaper. Okay, so this one's Pale Papaya, which is also, it's like a peachy pink, peachy orange. It's going to be perfect for that, you know, the, I'm not inking them up properly, I'm rushing too much. Must slow down. Yeah, so this will be a lovely colour when the peach stamp set. There's stamp set coming with peaches on it. So cute. Okay, and then we've got Polished Pink. Like so. So So there's the pale papaya, and that's the polished pink. So as you can see, they're all like chalky. I think they're like chalky colours. Okay, so we're going to move these ones out of the way because I don't have a lot of room on my desk at the moment. So put my new little pile of inks. So for the Evening Evergreen, let me just show you against Pretty Peacock and Shaded Spruce. I don't really have, oh actually Mossy Meadow. So we'll do that as well. Okay. Right. Just trying to make my chamois a bit wetter so that I can actually clean up a bit quicker because... Oh, there we go, that's better. Okay, I should write my list for myself, I think. What do you need to do before you go live Wednesday? Yes, okay, boss. Right, so this is Pretty Peacock, which is retiring, but it'll give you an idea of the colour difference. See, Pretty Peacock is quite a lot lighter. So let me just try Mossy Meadow because... Hi Cindy! I hope you're all well anyway. Well, there we go. So it's kind of a darker, like that one's, it's still very green, the Mossy Meadow, but the Evening Evergreen is like a really dark, yeah, it's just really dark. Virgin on black. So that's the green, but they're the darkest greens I've got, so I'm not really a dark colour person. Okay, so the soft succulent, I would say, ow, how can you hurt your finger opening an ink pad? It just doesn't make sense, does it? Okay. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Okay, if you can share this video out with somebody that you think would love to watch it, that would be amazing. Because I can only share so much. So I think this one is like a darker mint. Is it slightly darker than mint macaron? So that's mint macaron there with soft succulent there. And I just loving, 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 loving. Now I don't really have, so maybe the only other green I've got that's quite light is Old Olive, but I think that's just going to be dark. Yeah, the Old Olive even looks quite bright compared to the soft succulent. So that's that one. Okay, let me just get rid of that. Okay, so now we've got Fresh Freesia. So the only ones I actually have is Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape. Well, it ain't going to be Gorgeous Grape. So we'll just have a look what the Highland Heather looks like next to it. Sorry, squeaky. So it's definitely a more pinky than the Highland Heather. Okay, so then we have Pale Papaya. Now the only yellow I have is either, oh actually I could use the just knocking the whole entire shelving unit off. Give me a second and push it back on. So this is Daffodil Delight, dark. So as you can see, it's definitely more orange. So, and then I've got Pumpkin Pie or Crushed Curry. So I'll stamp the two flowers of them on there as well. Okie dokie. Just do that. Squeaky chamois again. So this is pumpkin pie. See? And pumpkin pie is quite orange. And then we'll have some crushed curry. My crushed curry isn't behaving very well, but you'll get the idea. So it's pretty, you know, it's slightly darker than Daffodil, but it's not. It might be the closest to that one, but it's definitely more yellow than orange, like the pale Papaya. Then we've got polished pink. Now I've got Magenta Madness and Flirty Flamingo, but they're the two pinks I have. I don't really have, well, I have a blending pen, so we could have a look, but I personally think it's going to be more okay. So Magenta Madness, which happens to be one of my favourite colours ever. So it's like a little slightly toned down Magenta Madness, polished pink. So, and they are gorgeous, and I love the fact that we've got another shade of lilac and another pink, because the other pinks, some of them are quite, there's no in between pink. And if I'm honest, I'm not a lover of Flirty Flamingo. I don't know why, but I'm not. My favourite is Magenta Madness. Okay, so there we go. So the middle line straight across there is all the new colours, and these are the other colours, and they all just go so well together, don't they? So what should we do now? Shall we make another card? Shall we, shall we? So maybe I can colour in some, I think we'll do it on Very Vanilla this time. So if I get some of these out, and I'll show you what I did with the other ones. I'm going to try something else with that one as well. I think I haven't got a sponge, I don't think. But I think maybe it needs a bit more texture on it. That one, and that one. I think that's all of them, isn't it? Oh no, there's that one as well. So there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different. Yeah. Okay, we will use this one this time. Okay, move this out of the way. So all I did was decided what colours I wanted them. So I don't think I did that one last time, did I? Don't remember. Don't remember. It was only about an hour ago anyway. So I should remember what I did, shouldn't I? But I don't, because my brain is just like that. So I think I'm going to go some brighter colours this time. So I'm going to go Gorgeous Grape, Polished Pink, we're definitely just going to have to stick to the new colours, aren't we? I think so. So, and we'll just add Gorgeous Grape into the fact. So, this one is going to be a green. So, I might do it Evening Evergreen. Let me just find me brushes. Now, these aren't Stampin' Up brushes. These are brushes I've had a little while. But I have lots of varied sizes. I quite like having the little tiny ones for when you're trying to do in between flowers. I'm just going to chuck them there a minute. And I did have them all labelled like this one. But all the labels have fallen off. So that's the only one I know that is actually pink. So I think that one is green, isn't it? Yeah, but it's very tiny. Itty bitty bitty. Oh, that's bright pink. What colour is this one? I don't think he even knows himself. There we go. This one will be good. So all I do is very gently, because the stems are quite fragile. So I do get inky fingers, although I tried to wash it off before. But I try to put my fingers on it and not worry about the fact that I get covered in ink. So I'm just going to go around the edge and then over the top. And I really like the not coloured fully in. That doesn't make any sense. Oh dear. Okay. I know, aren't they gorgeous, Cindy? They are just beautiful. Were you here before? Because, I mean, look at that beauty in that box. And the butterflies are gorgeous as well, but we'll play with them another day. But I'm just going to add a little bit of extra colour around the edges of these ones. Oh, I really like this colour. And get some real depth on it. See what I mean? Gorgeous. So that's that one. Then we're going to move that brush out of the way, because I'll only end up trying to stick some pale papaya on it or something and ending up colouring my pale papaya ink pad. Because that is how I roll. It's generally what happens to me. I'll make a mess. Okay, so this time with this one, I'm thinking just, you know, wild, as you do. Right, so I've got pale papaya this time. So I'm going to go around the edge to get the edge as dark as I can. Let me just get rid of that. Hi Esther. We've got meadow flowers. Quiet Meadow. Do you remember though? I didn't get the right stamp set. So I'm trying to improvise. Without, although to be honest, I don't think you get the stamps that do the flowers. So I'm just going on, I just want to go on the edges. Oh, can you see me? Because I'm ridiculous now. I've made it too big. There we go. So I'm literally just going around the edge and trying to get the edge a little bit darker than the rest, but I might add another colour. Then, where's my scrap paper? I think I actually used one of the kids' drawings. Hold on a second. One of Aaliyah's scribbles. And I just ripped the corner off. So just a piece of scrap paper that's rounded a little bit, just like funny shapes, because then you can make it the right shape for what you need. So I'm just going to put it on there like that. And then I can colour my little, hi Ruth, I can colour my little tiny flower without compromising my stem. And then it works the other way around as well. So I am going to bring that back, the other colour back in, but there's probably enough ink on here now from when I did the evening evergreen to carry on with this stem. But remember, these stems are fragile, so when you're twisting on top, be gentle, be careful. There we go, go all the way down the stem. Like so. This one, I'm going to do a little bit, oh, just stuck my finger in it. What colour? Should I put some polished pink on the tip, on the very tips? Okay, so on the very, very tips of this one. Do you need me to zoom in? Maybe I'll zoom in again now, just so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm trying, let's go around the edge, and then just patting a little bit, just where the base of the flower would be. A little bit on the little flower, and that's that one as well. So you get the idea. I just like to use different colours on each one because you never know. This one, I'm going to literally show you. And I think we'll do this one in polished pink so it's nice and bright. So I then put my 2 pieces of paper so that I can colour in just the flower parts. And it doesn't matter if it goes over a little bit because it's, you know, it's going to look, once you've blended it a bit more, it'll be fine. It will be fine. Could use my post-it notes again, really, couldn't I? But yeah. The other one I coloured with blending pens, so it's not going to be the same. So I've done that. Then I'm going to bring back in my trusty, which one was it? That one. Yes. So this time I'm going to put soft succulent on. And I'm going to protect the flowers. So cover where the flower is there and just colour it a little bit. Do it again here. And because I'm colouring from the paper out, it doesn't go onto the flower below. It is a bit hard, and you know, I'm not going to lie. It probably, I do think it was easier with the blending pens rather than the blending brushes. But I like it all to look. So then you have pretty. I am loving the new colours, Esther. Seriously, once you've got your fingers on them, I just, oh. Now this one I coloured with blending pens as well, didn't I? So let's have a little go with this one. What colour should we do this one? I think we'll do this one. Fresh freesia and some gorgeous grape, but I'll be very careful. So actually, I'm going to put some gorgeous grape on first with my baby blending brush. Just going to clean him off. So I just want to put a little bit of colour just at the very bottom, like so. And then find, where are we? I'm trying to remember now, see, because I've done all these earlier when I did my practice run, and I had one that had the purple on. Definitely. Okay, this one will work because it hasn't got anything on it. Put that one away. Put gorgeous grape away as well. Don't want that. So load it up with ink, check it, and then just blend it on. Let's just pop a little bit of, I think the gorgeous grape was a bit too dark. I was a bit too keen. So let's just put some polished pink on there. Okay, so then we're just going to use the soft succulent to do the stem. There it is. Okay, so then just use my finger. I wanted to do the top little piece there dark, and then the rest of the stem not quite as dark. There we go. Oh, a little bit there. But remembering to just not be too, don't be too brutal. The cardstock can take it, you know, it's not mega fragile. What have we got left? We have I'll colour the last couple with blending pens just to show you the difference. So this one, I'm going to use, see, my lamp is in the way, this is my problem. Balmy blue, and I'll use the blending brushes for the stem. So this is the dark, start in the middle, little blobs, a few little blobbies. Okay, and then take the light and go over it everywhere. Ooh. See what I mean? They're quite delicate, and I'm brutal. There we go. So just do a bit more blending on that one because it's not blended not quite as well as the other bits. Oh, there we go. So, I wonder. I think we'll do this one, Evening Evergreen, and we'll just do it lightly. So get a bit on, but only do it lightly on this one this time. Because this one you can go quite light, but then you can also go very dark. Okay, so this piece here, I wonder if I can protect me flowers. So if I go from the paper out, it shouldn't go across onto the flower on the other side much. So I'm going to hold that there. Can you even see me? Not really. There we go. Okay. So, and then you can just do a little bit. It doesn't matter if it goes on the bottoms of the flowers and things because it just blends it all in then. And there's that one. Okay, so I think that's all the flowers. So we're going to move all the junk out of the way now because I've made a big mess again. Nothing unusual there. So, grab them all back in a second while I just find some paper. What have I got here? What size is that? Is that actually a card base? Or do I need to, or should I use the pink one again? Let's have a look. No, definitely not the right size. Okay, so let's have a little look and see what happens here. So I've got a piece of, this is Blushing Bride. Then I have a piece of Soft Succulent. And then I've got, I'm sorry, it's from Butterfly Brilliance. Okay, zoom you out, I'm sorry. I need to get used to this zooming in and out thing, don't I? Okay, but I thought actually the colours in this go really well with the Soft Succulent colour. And then I'm just, you know, my brain's going. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do this time. I am thinking of maybe making it look like they're all just growing out from the bottom. So maybe I'll put that one on, put the greenery ones on first. And I mean, you know, they cover most of the card. So if you're gonna be if you're gonna want to put a sentiment on here as well, could run into problems. Oh, it's just gonna go wonky now. Oh, this is my favourite one. This is definitely, actually, do you know what? I'm going to pop that there. I'm going to glue these down because they're driving me insane. Let's glue these down. look at that. Move it slightly. Off it goes. See, that's why I use liquid glue, because it gives you a few seconds. And that's all I need. Oh, look at them. Okay. Just going to pop this one on here. So you can make sort of the same, a similar background to this with blending pens. You know, just blend the colours that you've got within your flowers into your background. So let's have a look. Hi Vicky, sorry if I'm missing anybody. Okay, so pop that on. And actually I don't know whether to just put that one I think I really like that one on its own. It just, I don't know, it's just gorgeous. Or maybe that one with that one. Put that one behind with that one. I just wish they'd stay where I put them, to be honest. And then maybe that one sort of leaning over that way. Yes, indeed. It's not as straightforward as the first one I made, is it? Okay, so I'm gonna have to go from the other side because I can't cope. I always put things in certain orders. So this would drive me insane if I did it that way. That colour doesn't. Okay, I'm going to put that up there, but then I can put... Oh dear. See, I need to start planning my card, more than one card at a time. See, that one I feel needs to go that side. And I quite like it on its own. It's just beautiful. So I'm going to stick this one down. Not completely, because I don't think it needs to be completely. I quite like it when they've got a little bit of a 3D feel to them. So pop that there. See, now this would make a very nice sympathy card. So let me just have a look. Oh, hang on, this one. Hi Diane, or Deanne? Oh, not sure. Let's have a look. Right, so Tasteful Touches has just saying hello, which I think would look very nice just there. I've done a simple card. Does anyone want to faint? These dies are just absolutely, they just do their own, they do the work themselves. They don't need me. So, and I think Evening Evergreen would look very nice. Oh, we're going straight onto the card. Oh, it's very nerve-wracking. Ah, I could have probably moved it over a little bit more, but just saying hello. Okay, I quite like that. Do you think it needs some gems? Some blingy bling bling? How long have we been on? Oh, an hour. Oh, goodness me. Put the glue away. We could, I'm trying to think now, should we make another card? Does anybody want to hang around and I'll make another one, or are we done? I actually think that we could use, what DSP have I got? Snails, anybody? Is anybody fed up of snails yet? I'm not. Sorry, I'm just rummaging a second. Find a nice background that would look nice with just some. Oh, thank you, Janice. Okay. Do you know what? My 3-year-old isn't in bed yet. I tried, but she was having none of it. So I was like, right, well, you're just going to have to leave the building. Okay, so that's a really simple, just, you know, it wouldn't take very long to make that without all my faffing. And then again, like I said before, once I get the stamp set, I would probably stamp a couple of flowers inside or layer it, because I quite like to do that. So I'm going to move those because I'll save them for another day. And then I'm going to bring back in my white. And also some, was this the, no, this is Blushing Bride. Sorry, the other one was Petal Pink. Okay, so chopper, chopper, chop, chops. So cut, nope, not cutting. We're going to move that out of the way. Scoring down the middle at 10.5. Trimming in half at, really need to sort that finger out before I put a smudge somewhere, which I think I've already done. Okay, so 14.5. Trim that off. And then I have to trim a little bit off the other one. So we have this is from the Shells DSP. Can't remember the name of it now. Oh dear, sorry, I apologise. Can't remember what it is. Okay, so I need to trim that as well. So I quite like the blue. I'd like it that way around with the blue at the top. So I am going to trim this at 14 first. I might always keep the scraps, and then the width will be 10. So I've got 0.5 centimetre gap all the way around the card, so you can see the card base underneath. So I'm going to glue this down. Where's my bony folder? That's better. So I'm going to glue this on here. And I mean, if you've cut out the full set of flowers, you could make quite a few cards without bunching all the flowers like I did on the first one. I've seen a few people do cards where they have bright colour backgrounds and then they just use the white ones. So these are the white ones. Oh, my bag's all static now, so they don't want to come out. There we go. Right, so could have a butterfly on there. So you see what I mean? You could just put a plain white one on and it would be quite happy there. Or you could have, maybe put that one there, that one there. There is a method in my madness, don't worry. What other ones? Oh, tangled up. That one. Hi, Mindy. Okay, hi, Valerie. Probably didn't even see you come in. Did I say hello already? Probably did. Now I'm thinking if I just have the flowers coming out of the top of the sentiment, and I'll just trim off the bottom. So we'll do that. That one is just, I think that's because it's just too bushy. That's what it is. Too bushy. Okay, that's the same as that one. It's not having it, is it? So this is turning out similar to the first one, but with the band instead. Okay. No. It's getting overly complicated now, sorry. Okay, so I'm just going to put that there. And I might even just leave the butterflies white. So you can manipulate the wings. So I just stroke them and it makes them curl. Can you see that? So just stroke them so that you can make them look 3D, but you can still glue them down. This one, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with that one. Maybe I could manipulate it a little bit. Yeah, that's okay. That'll do. It's flying towards the flower. Okay, so is that going to fit in there? Like so. Or do I go over? No, can't go over. Okay, so I'm going to stamp on here with I am going to stamp on there, but I'm going to use Misty Moonlight and Free as a Bird, and I'm going to use the, let's have a look, which one would look nice in there, because I obviously haven't got the stamp set. Maybe we'll put The World Needs More of You. I know a few people like that. Okay, so inky ink ink ink. Right, with these ones you only have one shot because there is no second chances of like turning over because the stitching doesn't look right. So I can always just cut another one out, but you know, it's best to just get it right the first time. But obviously I can't just get my head over the top. Hi, Levine. Okay, it's not exactly straight, but it still looks cute. I like it. It'll do. It'll be okay. Okay, right. Let's glue some bits down. You know, I start off, put a little tiny bit of glue on the back of the butterfly. I start off and I have a plan in my head what I'm going to do. I really should just say, right, we're going to use this die set, but I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing with it because I always change what I'm doing. Does anyone else do that? I'm hoping that one looks like it's about to go and fly and land on the flower. That would be, you know, that would be quite cool. So little tiny dots of glue. Just little tiny dots, because you don't want it escaping out the side of the die. And again, I haven't covered the whole entire thing with glue because I want it to raise off a little tiny bit in places. And then we need some more dimensionals. Yes, Esther, that's what it is. I don't even think I used to do it when I made cakes either. Mum will tell you. I'd have a plan, I'd draw a picture, and then when I made the cake, it would be the same theme, clearly. I wouldn't turn from making, you know, a flowery cake to a cake with sheep on. It would still be within the theme, but it wouldn't be what I planned, because, you know, everything, when you're creating something, it's just got to go with the flow of what you like. I quite like that. I've done simple cards. So there we go. So, like I said before, let me just move out the aliens that are within the new colours, because they don't belong there. That's right, isn't it? So, new colours. Woohoo! And I really like all of them. I wasn't sure about the Evening Evergreen. I thought it was going to be too dark, but I really quite like it. So let's have a look at our cards that we made. This is what I always forget to do. So we have the two simple ones, and then we have, hang on, let's put them in order like Ruth does. Okay, that's number 3, number 2, number 1. If you weren't here for number 1, you're going to have to watch the replay, because it's my favourite, I think. I've got flowers everywhere. So, what do we think? Yes, Esther, look, it's so cute. And there's a little tiny tag. Yes, so there we go, number 1. Yeah, it is my favourite, I've got to say. And I think I love the bark 3D embossing folder as well. I think it is really nice, and it goes through the machine smoothly too. So there we go. So if you could possibly give me a like and a share, and when I put it, I'll be putting this video onto YouTube hopefully tomorrow. If you could give me a like over there, that would be awesome. And even maybe a subscribe at Woo's Creations, without a hyphen on the Woo's. I need to change a few bits because people are getting confused. I get confused all the time, so it's bound to come across somewhere, isn't it? Okay, I don't think there was anything else. What else was I going to tell you? I don't know. Not a clue. Absolutely bonkers. So there we go. So thank you so much for watching. If anybody fancies seeing me try to make something with the French set, that would be quite fun, I think. I'm going to definitely get the, obviously I know what they are, but the translations of all of them properly, because I know roughly what some of them are, but not completely. So thank you so much for watching. The new colours are coming out in the new catalogue. Oh, actually, while I remember, I did say at the beginning, but if you weren't here, I'll repeat myself. It's fine. I don't mind at all. But if you order a catalogue with me, I have got 6 sets of these left. And they are little tabs that go inside the catalogue. If you can see, if you can see past my post-it notes, can you just see them sticking out the side of there? I've popped all mine on. So, you know, before I needed to go to the index, and it was very easy. Just go, oh, try not to show the inside. You just grab hold of the index and flick it open. So, yeah. So the first 6 people who would like a catalogue, I'll enclose a set of these. There are lots of different languages on here as well, and a couple of spare blank ones. In each colour, so you can add your own little indexes in as well if there's certain things you want to do. Like if you want to go to the gems page, you could make your own gems if you use them a lot. So there we go. So if you'd like a catalogue, don't hesitate to message me and I will get you a catalogue out in the post. Thank you so much for watching. I think that's everything now. And I'll be getting this up on, I've got quite a few videos now to upload. For some reason they didn't upload when I did them the other day, so I will get them all uploaded tomorrow. So you can have a binge fest if you like. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.